Today, ma'am, this is the report group 3 about apportionment and voting system method. So this is the introduction to apportionment and voting system. Apportionment is a mathematical method used to allocate resource, seats, or votes fairly among groups, while voting systems ensure fair representation and decision-making in various contexts, such as government seats or budget allocations. Types of apportionment method: Hamilton method, Jefferson method, Webster's method, Hill-Huntington method, Adams method, Cota-Mundis method. Hamilton's methods. These methods allocate seats based on population using a quota system. The Hamilton method, also known as the Hamilton or Harry method, is a formula used to allocate seats in proportional representation system. It's a way to divide the seats fairly among parties or groups based on their relative supports. So this is the example of Hamilton's method. So this is the formula of Hamilton's method. Standard division equals total population over seats. So considering we're about 1 million population, so our standard division is equal to 100,000. So our A is 400,000 over 100,000, and our B is 200,000 over 400,000, and our C is 400,000 over 400,000. So we will divide 400,000 divided by 100,000, and the answer is 4, and 200,000 divided by 100,000 is 2, and 400,000 divided by 100,000 is 4 again, and our total seats is 10 seats.
Second method is Jefferson method. Jefferson method is similar to Hamilton's method but uses a divisor to calculate quotas. So this is the example of Jefferson's method. This is the formula of Jefferson method. Quota equals pi over square root of n, open parenthesis, n plus 1. Copy that pi 100,000 over square root of 10, open parenthesis, 10 plus 1. Copy the pi again 100,000 over the square root of 10, open parenthesis, 10 plus 1 equals 11. 100,000 over the square root of 110. Copy the 100,000 over 10.48 is the result of the square root of 110. 100,000 divided 10.48 is 9,541.98.
The third one is the Webster method. Webster method is a formula used to allocate seats in proportional representation system, or is a way to divide seats fairly among parties or groups based on their relative support.
These are the examples of Webster formula. So the total population is 100,000 and the total seat is 10. So this is the district A and C. A have 30,000, B population of 40,000, C population of 30,000. Your standard divisor is, first is we calculate the standard divisor. So these are the formula. Standard divisor is equal to total population over total seats. So equals 100,000 over 10,000. As we can say, the population is 100,000 and seats is 10,000. So as we calculate this, the result is 10,000 because 100,000 divided 10 is equal to 10%. The second is we calculate the standard quota. So these are the formula. Standard quota is equal to the district population and the standard divisor. So the district A population is 30 and B is 40 and C is 30. We copy the population A 30,000 over 10,000 is equal to 3. And the B population is 40,000 and over 10,000 is 24. And the C population is 30,000 over 10,000 is 3 plus 4 plus 3 is equal to 10. That's all the formula of Webster. This is the fourth method, Hill-Huntington method, a more complex method considering both population set allocation. Example of Hill-Huntington method. why we get 5.14. 17.5 divide 135, that's why we get 7.17.5 divide 6.86, that's why we copy the 6. We will do the same answers, that's why we copy the 5, 7, and 4, 11, and 4. We run off the 6 points, that's why we get 7, and the 5 14, we run off the 6, that's why we get 6, and the 7.01, we run off, that's why we get 8, and the 4.46, we run off, that's why we get 5. The 11.43, we run off, that's why we get 4.40, we run off, that's why we get 5. 6 times 7, that's why we get 6, 4.48. The square root of 5 times 6, that's why we get 5.48. The square root of 7 times 8, that's why we get 7.48. The square root of 4 times 5, that's why we get 4.47. The square root of 11 times 12, that's why we get that 11.49. The square root of 4 times 5, that's why we get 4.47. And geometric mean, that's why we get 7. If the standard quota lower than geometric mean, that's why we get 5. If the standard quota higher than geometric mean, that's why we get 8. The standard quota, if the standard quota is bigger than geometric mean, that's why we get 11. If the standard quota lower than geometric mean, that's why we get 4. The total
Go.
the total of all the money is 39. Apportionment method, Adams method. Similar to Jefferson's method, the ranks up instead of down. This method tends to favor smaller stages or groups. Example of Adams method. Standard divisor S. Total population over total seats equals 10,000. Populations 8,000 over divided by 10,000 equals 0.9. The upper quota is of 3,000 is 1. And the upper quota of 10,000 is 1. And the upper quota of 24,000 is 3. And the upper quota of 59,000 is 6. Add that quota. Total is 11 seats. Surplus seats, weighted value of is 11 seats are assigned, so weighted value is 3 plus 9.
The last method is longest method. Allocate seats based on genders but prioritize groups with a higher proportion of the remainder. Example of longest method.
Set equals population times total sets over population plus total sets. So population equals 100,000 and total sets equals 10. Set equals 100,000 times 10 over 100,000 plus 10. So the answer is 1 million over 110,000. Then seat set almost equal to 9.99 round to 10 cents.
Go.
So S is equals to 1 million divided by 110,000. And the result is S almost equal to 9.99 round to 10 cents.
After we discuss the 6 types of apportionment method, let's talk about the voting system. In voting system, there are 5 types. Number 1 is plurality voting. Second is round of voting. Third is round choice voting.
fair representation. Example, let's say we have an election with 4 candidates, A, B, C, and D, and 20 voters. So, candidate A has 8 votes, candidate B 5 votes, candidate C is 4 votes, and candidate D 3 votes. So, in priority voting, the most votes win. So, the result is the winner is candidate A. That's all.
Second, voting. Runoff voting ensures a majority winning but can be costly and time-consuming. For example, let's say we have an election with 4 candidates, A, B, C, and D, and 20 voters. Runoff voting example, step 1. No candidate has more than 50%. 11 votes needed. Step 2. Top 2 candidates is 8 votes and B 5 votes go to the runoff. Step 3. In the second round, assume voters of C and D switch to their preferred runoff candidate. If candidate A gains 2 extra votes and candidate C gains 5, then candidate A 8 plus 2 equals 10 votes. Candidate B 5 plus 5 equals 10 votes. Result is tie rules for tie breaking are applied.
So the third type of voting system is the ranked choice voting. Ranked choice voting allows voters to rank preferences to voting more representative democracy. So for examples, let's say we have an election with 4 candidates A, B, C, and we have 20 voters. So in the ranked choice voting, the step 1 is 4 choice votes are counted. The candidate A have 8 votes, B have 5 votes, C has 4 votes, and D is 3 votes. So in the voting, no majority, so candidate D is eliminated because candidate D is the lowest votes. And the votes of D is redistributed to the A, B, and C candidates. And we repeat until one candidate has more than 50%. So in the elections, candidate A has the most.
Time now is clear.
Proportional representation allocates sets based on party representation, ensuring diverse voices. For example, step 1. Assume we need to allocate land sets based on the percentage of votes. Candidate A sets. Candidate B sets rounded to 3. Overall voting example. Assume voters can approve of more than one candidate. Result. Candidate A 12 approvals. Candidate B 15 approvals. Candidate C 10 approvals. Candidate D 8 approvals. Result. Candidate B wins with the most approvals. 6. Board of House voting example. Step 1. Assign points based on ranking. First equals 3 points. Second equals 2 points. Third equals 1 point. Vote. Candidate votes. Candidate A is ranked first by 8 voters. Second by 5 voters, etc. Points calculation. Candidate A, candidate B, C, and D are calculated similarly. Result, candidate with the highest total wins.
The last voting, approval voting, voters can vote for approval as meaning candidates as they like the candidate with the most approval votes. Example, voters can approve for more than one candidate. Candidate A, 12 approval. Candidate B, 15 approval. Candidate C, 10 approval. Candidate D, 8 approval. Candidate B wins the most approval. Word on voting example. Step 1, assign points based on ranks first, points, Second, 2 points, third, 1 point. Vote. Candidate is ranked first by 8 voters, second by 5 voters X. Points combination. Candidate A, candidate B, C, and R candidate similarly. This one candidate with the highest total